Record on?
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to record this. Hey, we're together today. We're kind of getting together every day at 11 o'clock, whoever wants to join us. And we're talking ATM, add, tag, and message. It is the system that we're using to grow our organizations, and we're all learning together. We've been using it for about a year, but now we are really jumping in and going after it. So today we're going to talk about how we could teach someone to use this system every single day for 1 hour. And if they were actually to do the things that we're going to talk about today, first of all, learn how to do the things we talk about today, and then actually do them, they could grow a huge GEO organization by training and helping people to do the same thing. Now, as we go through this, if you don't use social media or Facebook that much, these might seem new to you. But believe me, they were new to me not long ago. And I know they were new to Sue Johnson not long ago, but we've got a pretty good handle on it now. So what Sue and I are going to do, we just decided that we're going to, Susan Kibbe coming in. So we decided that we're going to put this to work. So Sue and I are going to do this plan and put it to work so that we can show people, hey, Susan, how are you? So we can show people it can be done. But today we're going to talk about it because we wanted to talk about it anyway and talk about where the sticking points were, where the easiness of it might be. Sue, you ready to do that?
Mm.
I think it's going to be good.
I am, John. Got my sheet in front of me and
I'm going to bring it up so everybody can see it.
Cool.
All right, here we go. All right, so this is the 60-minute daily fame tracker. And the reason it's called Fame Tracker is because if you do this over a period of time, you're going to be famous, totally famous. And so we're going to just start at the top. And the idea is that you set a timer for 15 minutes and you do the activities for 15 minutes, and then you go on to the next activity for 15 minutes, and so on until an hour is up. And the way Sue and I talked about this morning, what will probably happen even for us, is that we may not be able to get through the activities in 15 minutes because it's fairly new to us. So it might take longer you may not get through it, but the next day, if you did it over again, you might get through a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And so I think if everybody just understands when you're new at something, you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to probably do it right until we start to learn it. But it's the doing it over and over again that will really enable us to do that. So, Sue, we're just going to start at the top of this fame tracker and talk about the first 15 minutes that's shown here. And you can see that it's got a calendar for the days of the week where I assume you just put an X when you completed that task. And then here's the reason why they're using the 15-minute timer, because first of all, people are busy and we're trying to show people they can use their smartphone from home and build this business. And as you all know, with social media, it's so easy to get drawn down the rabbit hole. I can't even tell you how many times I'm working and I'm thinking I want to do something and I go to get to where I want to go and I get distracted. Honestly, I absolutely forget what I was going to do. I'm sure you've all done that, right, Sue? Oh my God, it kicks.
Oh, yes, John.
It's so shocking when that happens to me, but I'm glad it happens to you too. So let's just start at the top, Sue. We'll have a conversation about what each of these are. So the first one is follow up. It's called follow up. Set a 15-minute timer. So we would set the timer and it says reach out to everyone, ATM, and keep track of everyone. You add to the ATM group. So Sue, the way I saw this is this reaching out to people who you've already added to ATM. And I know that as we're talking about this today, we have added a lot of people, each of us, and some of you who might be watching this video. And what we're going to suggest is you go back to the member section of your 360 group, whichever group you're in, and go through it and find the ones that you've added over time and make a list. Make a list of each person that you've added. And from now on, when you add someone to the group, put them on the list. So that at some point, you might have pages and pages and pages of people that you've added to the group. But the key is that you're going to know who they are. You're going to be able to go back to your list and refresh your memory and then reach out and connect with those people. So reach out to, it says reach out to everyone. Now that may not be possible because you might have so many, but I know for me, I'm going to go on Messenger, Sue, and go through my members, write them down, and then I'm going to send a message just to say, hi, how are you doing? How are you enjoying the 360 group? And then from now on, I'm going to put them on the list. Sue.
And one thing that comes to my mind, John, that a question that probably would be asked is if I've only got maybe 5 people that I've reached out to because I'm just starting. So do I follow up with them tomorrow and the next day and the next day to take off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for example? Or do I just reach out to them once or every few days? What would you recommend on that one, John?
Well, I think it's like any communication, right? So you might reach out to them. Like say I go in on my list today, I reach out to a few people via messengers to say, hi, how are you doing? How are you enjoying? So they might get back to me today, or they might get back to you tomorrow, or they might not get back to me at all. So it's going to be like any other conversation. And I would say no, but here's the thing. If you write down who you're adding, and then along the way, you've either determined already what they're interested in, or you determine along the way what they're interested in. Then when posts come up, like if you're dealing with someone that likes the eye water, then when an eye water story comes up, you can tag them. So it's a continual conversation that flows back and forth. It's not like every day, all the time, but you're just keeping in contact with them. One thing, Sue, I said the other day, and I don't know, Bilby, if you heard it or not, but the truth is, as we build these groups, 360 groups, the people who are going to help you grow your organization are probably going to come from this group, the more we focus on it. And some of the people in that group are going to take your business to levels you can't even imagine. I mean, it really only takes two people that you've not sponsored necessarily, but 2 people in your organization in 2 different groups who take this to the top that will help you create $1 million business. That's the truth. If you can help 2 people get going and go to the top, you will create $1 million business for yourself. So it's likely the people are in there. So if you know that for certain, that people are going to come out of that group, then you're probably going to treat it a little bit differently than you've ever done before. And that's definitely how I feel about it. All right, so let's move on. Basically, that was about keeping track of your ATM people. Check in on prospecting group chats. Now, this is something that we haven't really gone into yet. I know Sue and I are doing this, and I'm not sure if I think Bev was somebody who put group chats together. And so this is a kind of a 3-way phone call without the phone. Let me just let somebody in here. So a group chat, let's say, Bilby, you have someone who's maybe they're joining, or maybe they're just interested in learning more about GIA. Then you can put them in a group chat with you and Kedzie, rather than doing a 3-way phone call, because we all know how hard it is to get 3 people together, right? So you put them into a chat, you introduce it the same way. Hey, this is Kedzie. Hey, this is my prospect Kedzie, a little bit about them. And now you have this conversation going between the 3 of you. It's amazing how it works. And it works so well because in my mind, because you don't have to be there right when it happens. So everybody doesn't expect someone to answer a message on Messenger right away. It kind of gets answered when it happens. And that's what we're finding on these group chats is somebody will say something today, say at 11, I might see it at 6 o'clock tonight and answer it and have a conversation, and then somebody else will see it tomorrow. So it keeps on going. And so I just want to say one more thing about this, Bilby. So let's say you set it up with Kedzie and your prospect and then somebody else comes along that you can add to the group who might already be a consultant. And now you have another level of 3-way as that person is describing their experiences and creating this synergy with this group. It's amazing. And I'm hoping that everybody gets a chance to try that out because I think you're going to love it as we move and do more of that. All right, so the next one, Sue, is follow up with customers to see if they're open to making money sharing their results. Now, as I looked at this, look at Billy smiling there. I can see a little smile on his face there. I think this is where the magic happens, right? So we have all these people that we have in this 360 group. They're hearing all the stories about what the products are doing. You're communicating with them. And now they become a consultant. They use the products and they get a great result. Why wouldn't we reach out to them and ask them if they would be interested in learning how they can create a second income or maybe even a new career using their smartphone to help share the good news about their experience? That is such an easy question to ask somebody. And I know that we've never done that. I don't even know if we've really reached out to our customers and just to find out if they might be interested. I don't even want to ask because I know we probably haven't, right? So this is really an important piece of this. And as you add more people to the group, you're going to have a lot more customers that are going to be happening in your organization that you're going to be able to reach out to. What do you think about this, Sue?
I think it's great, John, because it really helps us to open up and really establish our customers or customer possible prospects. And there's no better person to join your team than someone who's already happy using the products. Mm-hmm. It's just a natural transition. I feel, you know, you go to a restaurant, you have a good meal. It's human nature to share the good news with other people. So I think that it's going to be an easier question than a lot of people might be thinking it is. Yeah. And it'll just take a little time as you convert your customers and as you're growing. If you're brand new starting out, you may only tick Tuesday and Thursday because you haven't got that many. But as you grow, it's going to go very quickly that a lot more customers will be added to the group, and you'll be ticking a lot more boxes as you're reaching out to them.
So let me say this too also, that as this ATM starts to light up and becomes really we become really successful with it, this will be an easy question. We'll be asking everybody this question eventually because it's going to be so easy, so simple. And one of the key ideas is that somebody got a result. And when somebody gets a result, there's no reason why we can't ask this question. So here's the question I have for you guys. Do you think you could have pulled all this together in 15 minutes? What do you think? What we just described, could it be done in 15 minutes with experience? Yep, totally. That's an easy
shaking, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I think I know for certain I could do all three of those, I could do them, and I could do it in 15 minutes or less, actually. So that's simple. So let's move on. ATM prospecting. Now look, we all know prospecting is everything. Without prospecting, nothing happens. So this is really important. So 15 minutes in prospecting. Who to prospect? People who are engaging on my posts, people who are watching my stories, happy customers or friends I haven't talked to yet. So these are the areas that we're going to focus in when we're talking about prospecting. So people who are engaging on my posts, if you're looking at going to the training on this ATM process, you're going to be posting more on your personal profile, creating interest, sometimes about your company, sometimes about the products. But most of the time, it'll be just stuff that you're doing day to day, some things that people will be interested in. So when people are commenting and they're kind of putting their hand up and say, hey, I'm interested in you, I'm interested in what you're posting, those are prime people that you could invite to your 360 group or to the lifestyle group. So that's who they are. Now it says people who are watching your stories. Do y'all know what stories are? Anybody not know what a story is on Facebook? Susan Kibbe, you know what that is, right?
Well, whoops.
We can hear you.
Are you just talking about a story that I would share of an experience that I've had, or a story that I would comment on that somebody else has shared?
There's actually a part of Facebook that they call stories, and you can post something, I think it's like 29 seconds. Is that right, Sue? 26 or 29 seconds. So it's a story that only lasts for one day. That's it. So Sue is showing hers. Let me see here.
And this is in your news feed, Susan, and it's a story that lasts for 24 hours only. It's at the top of the news feed, because as you go through the news feed, you'll see other people's posts, not stories, but posts, which what you described, Susan, was a post rather than a story. But yes, it's a person sharing their story, but they're sharing it as a post. Now they can share their story as a story, and that's done on Facebook, that lasts for 24 hours and then disappears and goes away.
That's right.
Has that been there for like a long time?
Probably
yes, ma'am.
At least a year or more, I think.
more. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So those of you who
Definitely.
don't know what stories are, and you might not because you probably maybe not paid attention, just take a look at the top of your news feed and you'll see pictures of people or things in little boxes, and you click on that, those are stories. And so when you click on it, it takes you to the story. That could be a video, it could be just a picture, it could be a picture with words. And again, it's only designed to last for one day, 24 hours. But what happens when you use the story feature, people will comment, or they'll like or love or emoji to let them know that they're connected and they're looking at it, they're watching it. So Sue has been posting motivational quotes a lot on her story page, I guess you call it. And Sue, how many people do you get commenting or liking or connecting with your story every day?
Well, connecting with John, I'd say an average of about 65, 70
Okay.
see my story. And of those 70, perhaps 10% actually emoji it or make a comment.
Okay.
Depends on what the post was. Sometimes I see 20 comments, sometimes comments or emojis, sometimes I see 3. And it could be either way, but it's about an average of 60 to 70 people see my stories.
Okay.
And
And
do those comments, emojis, and comments last only 24 hours? So if you don't see it, you miss it?
No, actually, it shows up in Messenger. If somebody comments on your story or emojis it, it shows up in Messenger in part of like a conversation you have in Messenger. You know what I'm talking about, Susan?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So after 24 hours, the picture disappears and it says your story, or John commented on your story, or John emojied your story. So you'll see the comment as part of the conversation still, but you don't know what story it was anymore because that's disappeared. But you do have a story archive in your Facebook from your personal page. Stories is probably another training altogether, John.
I think we could do a whole day on that. Maybe we'll do that during this week.
Yeah.
Also, because it's simple, easy to do, but I think if we did a training on it, I'm just going to take it one step further. So let's say I don't know Susan, but I see her posting every day these motivationals, and then one day one of them really touches me, and I say, "Hey Sue, thank you so much for posting that." So now Sue has a contact from me, and she could reach back to me. "Hey, thank you. What did you like about it?" We could have a conversation. And then following that conversation, because you know what, I have a feeling you might love to be a part of my Thriving 360 group. It's all about health, happiness, and hope. And that way she can invite that person to be a part of her 360 group. Do you see how that can work? So we're really having conversations with people on Facebook, creating a relationship in many cases so that we can invite them to learn more about GIA. And so we'll do a training on that. But this is where you would check that out and find out if there's anybody that's communicating with you on Facebook or on your stories that you might invite to be a part of your 360 group or the lifestyle group. Now, Sue, it says peak blank new people about your business, peak blank new people about your products, and then ATM. So what numbers would you put in there per day that you would like to do every day?
Well, in a 15-minute window, that's a very good question, John. Probably to start with something maybe like 333,
right,
and increase it up to 555 after a week, because I think it's as like the first box you said, it's a case of getting used to it. It's very simple to do, but it's a case of understanding. I do think that this is probably an area that we can almost cut and paste a script, personalizing it to the person we're speaking to.
Right.
Just want to go back up to the who to prospect. I mean, the most important thing is the people that are engaging on your posts rather than just even watching your stories. That we're all familiar with, people loving and liking or wowing whatever our posts, but also making a comment. That's where we could then take them into a private message and say, "Hey, I noticed that you really liked my story, or I loved your comments you made. Would you be open to taking a look further at what we do? I'd love to invite you to my group." that share some amazing stories or something like that. I mean, there are scripts that are in there that help us, build that relationship. But once we know what we're doing and have it down, I think in a 15-minute window, I'd probably go 5 minutes on each, perhaps, maybe 5 on business, 5 on products, and then 5 ATM. But what this is saying is basically asking 5 new people if they're open to looking at your business, 5 new people if they're interested in learning more about your products, and then 5 people that you actually add to the 360 group, right. Or tag them in a post. Because ATM kind of covers add, tag, message. So you might be messaging 5 people. You might be tagging 5 people. You might be, am I reading this right, John? I mean, you could be adding 2, tagging 2.
I think John talks about a 5-5-3 plan where you're reaching out to 5 people about your business, reaching out to 5 people about your products, and then adding 3 people or inviting 3 people to be a part of your ATM. So that's kind of how that fits in there. I think it'll be different for everybody, but I think if you can only imagine what would happen if every single day you actually did this, right? You took 15 minutes and you prospected in the way that we're talking about here. You can almost imagine what will happen over time. You're going to find people who are going to become interested in your 360, in learning about our business, and so on and so forth, because the numbers are going to add up, and it's just the way it's going to work. You're going to find the people. So when I looked at this, I felt really good, knowing that if I follow this every single day, I'm going to be doing something to build my business. And yes, I really like that idea. All right, so let's move on to the next 15. All right, so this is marketing. And this is where I think it gets a little bit more, I don't want to say complicated, but where we will have to work with this and gain more experience, right, Sue, with doing some posting. So it says create about one valuable post on my wall or in a Facebook group. So this is like yesterday, I created a post, I think it was yesterday, and it was pictures of action shots of my some pickleball friends. And I posted that on my Facebook profile, right? And so that's a valuable post that has created conversation underneath it. So I've had conversations with quite a few people talking about the pictures that I take, because I love to take action shots. So that would be counted as a valuable post. I could have also I'm in a pickleball group, a private group that I started. We have like 150 people. I could have posted it there also. So that would have fulfilled that first one, create one valuable post. And the idea is, as much as you can, post every day. Figure out a way that you can communicate with people every day. And you can do that with your, what do they call it, Sue? Memories. Memories,
yeah.
On Facebook. So I think I posted a memory today from a year ago. And so I'm trying to communicate with people every single day. So the next one is create one curiosity post. Do this 3 times a week. So curiosity post would be about your business or your products, so that people become interested and they want to ask a question. And so I did this end of last week. I posted another story about an experience with Smart Sleeve. So I had a picture of someone using a Smart Sleeve. And I think I said something like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud to be able, or so pleased to be able to help people with a wrist problem. And I just described it, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't say anything about Gia. I didn't say anything about what even the product was called, right? So that's a curiosity post that will hopefully create curiosity. Well, someone will reach out to me and want me to tell them more about that. And so we can do a lot of those in different ways. And we're going to show people how that can happen as we go along. Any questions on that one? Pretty self-explanatory.
No question, John, but go ahead, Susan.
Well, I was just going to say, at some point, if you run out of things, I take a picture of that chair that you're sitting with that thing on it and say, yeah. I'm so happy to be able to be leaning whatever, because it's so, it's curious to see that thing over there.
Right. So that would be great. So those are the kind of things. And so what I do, I think about this a lot, of course, so I can be out and about and I might have an idea for a post for the future. So I just jot it on the list. So I have a list of things that I know that I could do. I guess the one key thing to be aware of is that you want to think about what you're interested in. So I'm interested in pickleball. That's the first thing. I'm interested in doing what we do at GIA. That's my second most important thing, I think. And then I'm also very interested in playing poker. So I do that a lot. And then of course, family, my dog, and those kinds of things. So really, when you think about your interests, there probably are lots of opportunities for you to post things about those. And there's probably people in your sphere of influence on Facebook that will be interested in that, especially if you're interested in it, right? So it's not as hard as it seems to do that. All right, so the next one is say, Sue, take a look at this one. Make 5 clips for my story. I haven't really pinpointed what I was feeling that this means always have 5 stories going at one time. And I'm not real sure about this one because they weren't really promoting this in the past.
Right. Well, my understanding with this, John, yes, is 5 clips. Each clip is that when you make a post. As John mentioned, I like to do the inspirational sayings with a background of a picture sometimes. That would be 1 clip. Now, I've been in the habit of doing 3 clips a day, 3 posts on there a day, 3 stories a day, however one wants to word it. I think personally, I think 5 is too many myself, John, but I'm not the expert, and John and Nadia obviously have a 7-figure income and I don't. So who are we going to listen to? Them, of course. And they're not hard to do, but what I need to look more into with this one is make 5 clips for my story. I don't know if we can actually program them in advance to come out. That I was looking at myself this morning and haven't had a chance to dig into that. Otherwise, it might be just kind of prepare yourself to put 5 stories up, 5 clips of something. Now, it might even be John is out playing pickleball and he's got something happening here on his way to pickleball, something happening at pickleball, something funny happens at pickleball on the way home from pickleball, and then he's home loving on his dog and have him chasing the pickleball, for example. That would be like 5 clips. Can you program them? I don't know. I need to look a bit more into that.
What you can do, Sue, if you're going to use video, you can do a video for 30 seconds. It stays in your phone, right? So you can plan ahead that way, and then you can just post it in the future. So you post it when
and they're very fast, very fast to load up a story, very quick.
Susan.
Speaking of fast to load, how long would you say a clip is? Because it kind of conjures up something really short, and it's for the story. So is a clip a few seconds or what?
Yeah, it's under
no more than 30
seconds.
Oh.
So maybe after we're done with this, we'll pull one up so you can see what it looks like. And you'll see people in our group do it. Linda Cormier does it. So it's like a way for her to reach out and just connect with people. And that's really what this is all about, really, is connecting with people. Okay, so do a live video. What was it? Somebody had a question?
I was going to comment, John, that's all. I was going to say the reason for doing the story is really nice as well. And the reason I do 3 a day spread out is it keeps my face in front of people. They don't forget who I am. I hear comments from friends all the time saying, you're always at the top of my news feed. Why? Because you're looking at my stories. You're looking at my posts. I'm always keeping active on Facebook. Facebook will keep you in front of people so that when I have that curiosity post that, you know, intrigues them to wonder why I'm sleeping so much better at night now, they're going to be asking me more about that because they're good. More people will see that post, and then I can direct them over to 360, introduce them to iRest, blah, blah, blah. Story goes on, right?
Right.
So the important thing is keeping yourself in front of people.
Perfect. All right, so the next one is do a live video, value or curiosity. So you could do something about your life. You could be out and about. You know, I've done this in the past. I know you've seen me do this. And I think right now what we suggest that people do is to practice. We're not all proficient and we don't have comfortableness with doing live videos, but we have a training page where we can just practice. So go in and just do it, just practice it and post it on our training page so that you can get used to doing it. And I'm going to do this over and over again until I get really good at it, so that I don't make any mistakes, and so that I've got the technology down on what button to push and how to make it work. And I'm suggesting everybody do that. Because once you get this piece down, it can happen like that. You could be out doing something, you think of something, you just pull the phone up, go, hey, I just thought of this. I can't believe I got this great idea. I want you guys to know about it. And you could go off for like 2 minutes to 3 minutes, sharing whatever it is you have to share. It's not something you have to spend a lot of time with if you don't want to. It's like spur of the moment things that can happen rather than this big production. So I really want everybody to enjoy doing that, figure out how to do it, and we can actually do some of this together. So this is where that would happen in this marketing piece, this 15 minutes that you're doing your marketing. So we asked a question above. The first one was follow-up, and we all decided we probably could pull that off in 15 minutes. And I feel like once I get this idea about prospecting, I could probably do these things in a 15-minute time period. The marketing piece is not that hard. 1 post, 2 posts, and maybe a video. I mean, it's not going to be hard for anybody to do this. Would you agree, Sue, if you really got into it, you were really able to do these things?
Oh, for sure, John. In fact, this is easier than it was ever before, because it used to be a post on your wall and a post in your Facebook group. And in our case, we have 2 to 3 Facebook groups. So that could be 4 posted. And then the curiosity. Yeah. So I think this is very, very doable.
The Facebook group, it could be our group, but you all probably belong to other groups. Like I could see Susan Kibbe belonging to a contra dancing group. And Sue, you could be to not a pickleball, but
puzzle enthusiastic.
Puzzle group. I think Kedsy's in a broken leg group. So you could actually post something in those groups and it still would fulfill this section of marketing. All right, so let's move on. What time is it? Let's move on. Expand and engage with your network. So who's your network? Well, your network are people who are friends of yours on your Facebook page, on your personal Facebook page. So friend up or reconnect with 5 friends. So that's 5 people that you're going to friend up, meaning become friends with, or reach out to someone who you're already friends with and just rekindle the relationship. 5 of those every day. Leave a meaningful comment on 3 videos. So you're seeing in your news feed all the time where people are posting videos. And so you just comment about the video. It's so easy to do, just comment. And if you're paying attention, you're looking at it, it's not difficult. You can do that. And I don't know about you, but when someone comments on something that I do, I definitely have a connection to them. Sue, I don't know about you, but if someone new that doesn't normally pay attention, I just feel great about it, right? And so when someone when someone does comment on something I'm doing, I reach back to them, hey, thanks for the comment. I try to figure out something about them I'm interested in, and we create a relationship. So leaving meaningful comments on 3 videos, comment on 10 Facebook or Instagram stories. And so once we do the story section, when we're going to do some training on how to do stories, we'll show you how simple this really is. I mean, it can go really fast as you're commenting on some of the stories that you're looking at. They're easy to see, they're easy to comment on. Leave a comment on 10 posts publicly or in your favorite Facebook group. Another easy thing to do. And like Sue says, every time you're commenting or doing something like this, you're having your face, you're out there in front of the world as you do this. And you're building your own credibility. You're building your own, you're really showing people that you're part of Facebook and you're connecting with people along the way. And finally, wish happy birthdays. And that's like the easiest thing of all this whole list to do is to wish happy birthdays. So every day there are people and my friends who have a birthday. So it goes between 3 and 10 people who might have a birthday because I have almost 3,000 friends. And so I go on there and I just quickly write, happy birthday, hope it's the best ever. Or, happy birthday, have a great time. Or, happy birthday, celebrate. A really quick message to say happy birthday. And some of the people, of course, that are friends of mine on Facebook, I don't really know them. We're just connected through pickleball or somehow we became friends. But when you wish them happy birthday, usually they'll get back to you and say, hey, thanks so much. And so the relationship is started that way. So all the things that we're talking about here are building relationships, keeping you connected to people on a daily basis. And it can be done in 15 minutes. Susan.
You're muted, love.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, my phone was ringing and that's the only way I know. Anyway, what did you say that friend up means?
Yeah. So friend up means go on Facebook and reach out to people and invite them to be your friend. Just like you did at the bar when we had that event, you asked him to be a friend. So you can do that on Facebook, and you really can, you can go and, like, I'll give you an example right now because I'm into pickleball. There are, I don't know, thousands and thousands and thousands of pickleball players on Facebook. And so I'm out every day just inviting them to be a friend of mine, to connect with me. Every day I'll probably invite 5 or 10 of them to be a friend. And so some of those people say, yeah, I would love to. And they say, okay. And they become a friend of mine, which means it gives me an opportunity to build a relationship with them. And so I do it every single day. It only takes seconds to do it. And so we can talk more details about how that's done. Sue, do you do that?
All the time, John, all the time. And in fact, Facebook helps you do that because Facebook makes friend suggestions to you. Everything that we've just been discussing in this Expand and Engage Your Network is really at the top of our profile page, or primary news feed on Facebook. If you start probably usually after your first story, and my first story, by the way, just happens to be that John shared a memory an hour ago. But right after that, people you may know. I'm going to get the angle here without this shine off of it, guys. Sorry. But anyway, this people I may know, I have a row of people that they're suggesting I could be friends with. And it may be because we have 4 mutual friends, 2 mutual friends. We both are into Jigsaw Group. You know, so there's an endless count of people here that I can actually keep. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I've made 5 new friends. So I've friended up 5 new people. Very quick and easy.
So
but you might want to go in and go ahead.
Whoops. When it says people you may know, which I've seen many times myself, I'm thinking, it always makes me feel a little bit uneasy because I don't know how Facebook knows that I might know them. Yeah, sometimes it's that we have a mutual friend. but so how do you do that friend up with those people? What's your thing that comes out of your, you know, what words?
Well, one of them might catch the picture, first of all, has to catch my attention. Like this lady here, she looks pretty miserable, so I'm not gonna tap on her. Who else do we have here? This is just a symbol, so I'm not gonna tap on him. But let me see here. Okay, this couple looks really nice. They're happy and smiling. So I'm just gonna tap on it. 19 mutual friends we have, and based on the friends we have, I'm assuming they're in the pickleball world. So then the next thing I do is check to see if John Williams is a friend of theirs. Oh yes, he is. So then I move back because John's covering that side of the pickleball world. Anyway, on to the next one. This lady looks lovely. Joyce Jones, 1 mutual friend. Click on her picture. It's going to take me to her profile. And I'm going to take a quick moment to run through it. Okay, she's into pickleball. 1 mutual friend, it's not John. Oh, interesting. So, okay, I'm going to actually add friend. So I've now sent her a friend request. You're just not going to see this with this light here. Sorry, guys. So I've now sent her a friend request. She will look at me. Sue, you're muted, honey.
Yeah, you didn't say anything.
And she'll decide if she wants to be my friend as well.
So you don't say anything till she responds. So she's got to be curious.
She's either going to accept or decline. I could send her a message if I wanted to say, hey, Joyce, I've just came across your profile and I see that we have pickleball in common. Love to be your friend. You know, but I mean, I'm busy doing all these other things as well, so I don't always have time for that. Or maybe I'm at a stop sign, or maybe I'm out doing something that I don't, hi Karen, I don't have the time to physically send her a message, but I do want to make friends with her. And, you know, just see if she accepts or not. But it will stay under my friends. If I went specifically into friends, it would see those that I have sent invites to. And I'd be able to like follow up with them that way and send them a message later on if I felt that I wanted to. But I'm not overly desperate. I mean, I'll send it off, and if she gets back, great. If she doesn't, that's great, because I did 5 today and 5 yesterday and 5 the day before. I made 25 friends this week, and if 13 come back to me and say, yay, I've expanded.
So one thing I do, Susan, when I do that, they'll respond and you'll get notified that so-and-so accepted your friend request. When that happens, I try to reach back to them and say, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request. Look forward to connecting with you on Facebook. And so I'm reaching back to them, and some of them reach back to me. So now the conversation has started. We're getting to know each other. And so I try to do that as much as possible. Remember, this is all about building relationships. And if I could get a pair of those glasses that Karen has, I think that would be really good. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so the last part of this, on this side of the document, is start your morning with gratitude. Do 30 minutes of inspirational, a book or audio, and crush a 30-minute workout or go on a 30-minute walk. And there's a suggestion just to do things outside of what we've been talking about. So if you're watching this video and you're going, oh my gosh, this is so confusing. I can't even imagine doing this. Believe me, when you get some experience with this, this will be so easy. You'll be able to do it in 15 minutes or less. And if you do this, you will build your business. There's no question about it. It's going to be simple and duplicatable for other people who have an affinity to social media and Facebook. So we'll find a lot of people out there who this will be really simple for them to do. And I'm going to say that if I can do it from where I was about Facebook, anybody can do it. Anybody can do this. It just comes from doing it poorly in the first place, doing it incorrectly, but just doing it. And I guarantee if you do it, you will be able to do every single one of these. So I think Sue Johnson, that tomorrow, let's come back and take a look at the stories, and we'll watch you post a story, and we'll watch you as maybe you can post a story before and you can start to get responses that we might be able to see, or however you want to show us how stories can work for us. How's that?
That could work. Just give me 1 second. Tomorrow because I have the life of freedom that we have, and I volunteer my time. Right. I do have a run tomorrow. The appointment time is at 1 and it's approximately an hour. So they could possibly be back in my van at 2, John, and I might not be able to be here. So I don't think that would work tomorrow. And if we take a look at Thursday, I have an oil change booked in the afternoon then too. So we won't be getting, it may have to wait till Friday.
We won't be getting together on Thursday. So tomorrow, if you guys come, I'll show you the story and the story, so you'll be able to at least see what that's about. We'll check that out and talk about how that might work. And there was something else I wanted to do. So I think what we're going to do as we move forward is take some of the things that are on this list. And if you haven't gotten this, I can send you this. If anybody wants to just send me a note, I'll send you the PDF on it. This really is going to be simple for a lot of people. And in 1 hour, as long as you're focused, and that's why the timer is so important, you could get these things done. In the beginning, you might not get them all done, but in a very short period of time, we can show you how you can do them for sure. So Karen, I know you missed this.
John, I just want to, I just wanted to back you up on that, guys. I remember the days when John first started Facebook, because I mean, we all look up to John, and right now, I mean, he has surpassed me. He is absolutely amazing when it comes to Facebook now. But I do remember the days when he was just starting out, didn't have a clue what any of this was, like many of you out there right now. And I think what I love best about you, John, is your commitment and dedication. You made a decision that you were going to learn Facebook, and that's what you did. And as you kept moving forward, this came across your desk, and you see the value in it, and you just keep pushing forward. So as he says, anybody literally can do this. It's not that difficult. It's just like any other muscle. You need to work on it and exercise it to develop it, and it will come together beautifully.
Yeah. So last thing I'll say is that some of you might know people who are really into Facebook, who are using it all the time. It's part of their everyday. You might reach out to them and ask them the question if they'd love to learn how they can use Facebook to create a second income, or maybe even a new career using their smartphone. I think a lot of people are going to be interested in learning more about that possibility. And then we're going to have all the training set up so that they can come, they can go to our training page, and there'll be video after video after video showing them exactly what it's about, how to do it, how to get going, and how to build it. It's going to be amazing. But I think we have enough now that we can start to attract people to us to be a part of the initial phases of this growth using social media and Facebook. Any questions before we go today?
Yeah, you said we're going to have video after video after video of training. Meaning we don't yet have that?
We don't.
And is
we
that
do have, there are some videos there about ATM, but what I want to do, if someone starts with Gia, I want to have a video. It's like the first 24 hours, what do you do?
Great.
So that somebody knows exactly what to do, what to plug into, what things to do to get themselves organized. The next video might be, what is ATM? What is it all about? The next one might be, how do you add someone and do all that part of it? So it's all going to be there. So when you sponsor someone, you don't necessarily just send them there and say, go for it. You say, okay, watch this video and let's get back together and talk about it. So they're going through the training without you, but with you at the same time. You're guiding them through. That's my vision. That's my dream. So that you will feel comfortable, so comfortable that you can't wait to reach out to tell people, you can do this. You can do this with us.
It sounds like you're making it foolproof.
That's right. I'm always trying to do that.
100%. And
also,
duplicatable. Think about beautifully.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
John, did you say that we're not meeting on Thursday?
No, we're not. Nope.
Did you already say that, or just a minute ago?
I did. I just said it.
Just a minute ago.
Like 2 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so it's not something I should have known.
No, not at all. No, this is kind of impromptu. Sometimes I won't be able to make it, so I can't make it on Thursday. I have an appointment. That's it. Baka, baka, baka.
Thank you, John. Grab your timer. Let's get at it.
Have the courage to jump in and start doing some of these things. I guarantee you, you will enjoy it. You'll build your business, and it'll be like, oh my gosh, I could do this an hour a day. All right.
Oh, wait, one quick question, John. If I want to send this recording that we just did, to someone, tell me again how I do that.
I'm going to post it on our Breakthrough Team page, our Breakthrough Team group. So it'll be posted there. I can send it to you also. I'll just send it to you so you'll have it. It might make it easier.
Sure.
All right. Karen, are those real glasses or are those?
These are. They are my dollar store reading glasses.
Oh, okay. I
have 6 pair.
Man, I was thinking you.
And I have hot pink too.
No kidding, man. It looks so good.
Wow.
So good. All right. I know a few other people joined us, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hope you got something out of this. It's the first we've talked about this. Do not let it scare you because it is so simple and it could make you a multi-millionaire. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it. I know many of you don't want to have a lot of money. It's okay. But if you do, this could be it. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Zoom tonight with Alfred.
That's right. Zoom tonight with Alfred. Don't miss it.
Oh, and John, did everybody see their emails? We have the new promotion that was launched.
Oh.
I've shared it with many of you, I think, already. And yeah, the new promotion. Oh, Lord, let me think what it is now. It's a BOGO. Buy one, get the second 25% off in the energy category, and orders over, I want to say $4.99 is free shipping.
Perfect.
Right. Is that right, Karen? You're nodding
Perfect.
yes? Okay. Oof, that was a blink of an eye. So see you all back tonight.
All right. Talk to you later.